One of the most fundamental questions teachers should ask is, what is learning? How is knowledge being created? As teachers, we are mostly focused on a daily basis on teaching. Our goal is for our students to learn. But once again, what is learning? Let's say you are entering the class now and start teaching about, let's say, the American Revolution or about the parts of the tree. Imagine you have some sort of an MRI scanning the student's brain. What exactly is the process that happens from the moment the words came out of your mouth to the moment you can confidently say that the students learned, that the information you shared with them became the student's inherent knowledge? Please pause this video for just a moment and write down on a piece of paper your answer. As I mentioned in the previous video, it is important for you to be an active learner, so I urge you to pause the video and write down your answer. Whether you ever thought about it or not, there is a professor, Dan Inbar, who researched this topic. He surveyed many teachers about that very question, what is learning? And what is happening when you are teaching. The common thread of almost all the answers he collected can be described by the following metaphor that we like to call the container model. According to this model, you, the teacher, have an information in your mind. And what you are trying to do is to add that information into the student's mind. Based on this perception, there are many practices, educational terms, norms, and so forth, all derived from that model. For example, as a teacher, I'm mostly bothered by the following questions. How to make it interesting for the students, or how to open the bottle. How to transfer the information well, or how to use the funnel effectively. How to cover all the material, or how to empty the container. How to ensure retention, or how to ensure material stays in the bottle and we're preventing leaks. A regular lesson may contain mostly repeatedly talking and copying from the board, so that all the material in the container is added to the bottle. The model is also the source of the common perception, I taught, and therefore they learned. But is that so? Even if these questions and practices do not fully describe the way you think or act, it usually fits the common conversations among teachers. We treat learning as a process of a material which is being transferred from the container, from us, to the student. Now, let's test the validity of this model. In the next slide, you will get a sentence. It is very important that you pause the video and read that sentence out loud. Now, after you pause the video and hopefully read out loud the sentence, I have a question for you. Do you realize the word "the" appeared twice? This is not a trick. I did not change anything. This is the slide I showed you before, and here it is now. How did that happen? How come we did not pay attention to that? Most teachers who went through this exercise did not see whatsoever the extra "the." Do not worry. You don't have to run to your eyes doctor. Your eyes are probably seeing accurately. So, what happened? We'll get to that. Now I want you to go through another exercise. Please read the following sentence. How many words here did you understand? Be aware, in this case, the word "the" appears only one time. You probably did not understand any of these words. Now, I ask you to take a pop quiz and answer the following 3 questions about this sentence. Now we realize a fascinating phenomenon. Although you did not understand almost every single word, you were still able, pretty comfortably, I assume, to answer 3 questions about this sentence. Now please once again pause the video and answer in writing the following questions. What are the implications of these experiments to our teaching? By the way, as a side note, it means that just like we answered questions to a text we did not understand, so can do our students. Going back to our reflection, what are the implications of these experiments to our understanding of what is learning and what is the process that takes place while learning? We will answer these important questions in the next video. One thing we already learned: the container model is insufficient in providing proper explanation to what we just experienced. If learning was all about transferring information from the container to the bottle, then we should have read the word "the" twice. We were probably unable to read the sentence and then answer questions about something that simply doesn't make sense. So we are sticking a different model that will help us understand on a whole different level what is precisely learning and what type of teaching generates an effective learning. Let's talk about this model in the next video.